Welcome here from Munich, where we have the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, which is actually not available here. We had to import it from Asia, but of course in the US, for example, it's also available, and that's why we are comparing it with the Apple iPhone 6s Plus. Now the Plus has a few new features, like for example, we have the 4K video camera now built in and a high resolution camera. Otherwise the design is the same. The battery is a little bit smaller now, and also we have 3D touch built in, which is quite awesome. But the Note 5's stylus, the S Pen, which is now the 5th generation, is also quite an amazing little thing. Not something that will surprise you because it's not that new. As I said, it's 5 generations old, but it can compete with the 3D touch. Probably what we'll compare now, though, mainly is actually the camera on the front and the back, since we have in the Samsung 16 megapixels and a 4K resolution, as I said before, with a single flash. Also here the heart rate sensor inside, which of course the Apple iPhone doesn't have, but they have dual flash, and the 12 megapixel camera, which is supposedly quite awesome. It's actually really good because we have optical image stabilization even for 4K, which Samsung can't even do. They only do it for full HD, but still both produce beautiful videos and pictures, as you will see in a few minutes. And also you can check them out on my YouTube channel, the videos that I shot in low light and during the daylight with different smartphones. So let's check out first the hardware. Like for example, from the outside you will see that we have beautiful metal designs, with the Samsung being 7.6 millimeters thick, so it's not really slim, but also the iPhone got a little bit thicker with 7.3 millimeters, which is still quite alright, but a little bit slimmer. But even though the iPhone is slimmer, it's heavier with 192 grams compared to 171 grams on the Note 5. On the bottom you can already see, of course, headset jacks, here speakers almost at the same position, and USB ports. Of course the Note needs that stylus, on and off switches also on the right side for the thumb to easily reach, and the nano SIM card slot is on the iPhone also on the right. On the Samsung you will find that on the top, together with the microphone, an extra microphone which the iPhone has always next to the camera for some reason. When we go to the next side, you will see volume rockers for the iPhone that has also a mute switch. That's something unique that Apple does for a long time now, and they won't give that up probably ever. And Samsung switched now to also policy that you cannot upgrade your internal memory, which is quite annoying, as Samsung or Apple has been doing since day one of the iPhone. So you really have to decide when you buy it in store or online how much space you need or want for your videos, pictures, and especially 4K videos will take up a lot of space. Both have a 5 megapixel camera in the front, and nothing special else otherwise, except for the fingerprint reader here on the bottom, which is both on both devices quite quick and fast. I haven't set it up on the Note 5, so we are not demonstrating that right now, but of course the Samsung also has here the last app button on the bottom, which for the iPhone now works with either 3D touch, to just press here on the side, and then you can open up the last apps that you can easily close here single by single. You still don't have the possibility to close them all at once, but yeah. Let's just check out a little bit the hardware now, where we have on the left 4 gigs of RAM, random access memory, and on the right just 2 gigs. I'm saying just because it's of course half the RAM size, but we have also a lot smaller resolution here for the display, full HD compared to a QHD, which is also 2560 x 1440 if you want it exactly, on 5.7 inches compared to 5.5 inches. So the iPhone is actually 0.2 inches smaller in screen size and taller though, but not as thick as we have learned. So there's quite a few differences. Also in the battery, 3000 milliamp on the Samsung and just 2900 on the Apple iPhone 6s Plus. Otherwise, all of them have, of course, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth with the latest standard, LTE, 4G, and so on and so on, GPS, so that's not that interesting to compare. But of course, the processor is also on the right, just a dual core with 1.8 gigahertz, while on the left we have an 8 core with a lot of gigahertz, 1.5 4 times and 2.1 4 times with the Samsung special made processor as Apple has been doing that also for a long time now. And what we will do now is to demonstrate how fast they are and how fast they can load, for example, games I have here on both Relic Run installed and haven't run it before. So you can see when I press them both at the same time, which will load up faster. The iPhone is already done. It took merely not even 10 seconds, I would say. And Lara is already bored here and wants to shoot something. So on the left, you can see it's still loading. And yeah, now we can go and run off into the jungle here on both, where I will die pretty quickly, and probably because I have to look at both screens at the same time and do different things here on these parkours, but you were able to see how fast both load and how nicely both are doing when it comes to just animations and yeah, running this game smoothly and without hiccups. And I'm dead already on the left and on the right also. So that wasn't long gaming run here, but of course, as I said, I'm not used to playing on two screens at the same time. That's also something that probably nobody is doing. So otherwise, as I said before, we have 3D touch on the iPhone, which is quite handy for certain features like something like right click that you would do, for example, on your notebooks and tablets. Otherwise on a Samsung, again, the stylus would be quite handy now, but with just one hand that's not that easy to use. So we can on both just start up the camera and let's see how both compare. Let's start off here with the camera on the back, 12 megapixel versus 16. We have a candle with a Halloween theme in the back, and you can see it looks stunning on both. On the right it seems to be a little bit smaller, but the screen is just also a little bit smaller, so that could be also one of the reasons, and also that we don't have the screen overlapping with the buttons, and that's why you can read the icons a little bit easier than on the Samsung device. But if we shoot a picture on both, it will be equally fast, and if you check out the results on both, you can see that we have nice details here on the lavender, for example. It looks quite stunning on both, and yeah, I would definitely say it's a tie when it comes also to the angle of the camera. Yeah, we can see on both equally as good, I would say. So let's go out here again and let's see a little bit how the front camera does with the 5 megapixel on both. So you can see on the left, the Samsung has a lot better of a wide angle. So if I would shoot pictures with more people that I want to fit in the screen, of course, that would be the perfect solution. But on the right, the quality seems to be just a little bit better, but maybe because we have beauty mode here on, which I will definitely turn off now. And then, yeah, it should be pretty much the same in terms of 5 megapixel and quality depth, but we can also just shoot a picture on both here and, for example, zoom in on the camera and see here the detail, if you can read it, also on the Samsung as good as on the iPhone. And you can definitely see that it's more blurry on the Samsung now and definitely not as good looking. Also, when we just look at me, my beard is a little bit more detailed on the iPhone. So yeah, the iPhone is maybe a winner in the front camera section. Yeah, and this is already almost it from my full comparison here of the Apple iPhone 6s Plus and the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. One quick speed test when it comes to browsing. You can see both again quite quick here when it comes to flipping the screen also, so the sensors are quite quick. Both are available for around $800 to $900. You have to decide for yourself which one to buy. They are available in different colors and different sizes, as I said before, and yeah, it would be quite hard for me to decide, but I would probably stick with Sony and the 4K resolution display and the premium, which we'll check out soon, of course, in the next few days when it comes out also. So thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and my name is Balázs.